YTBC, what's the deal? So I'm just going over some results from this past weekend from some prospects that I've been keeping an eye on. Ed Latimore, he was a very good amateur in 2010, 2011. I know he was trying to make the Olympic team back in 2012. Damn good U.S. amateur. He goes to 12-0 with 7 knockouts. He fights out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He beat a guy named Hassan Lee. He knocked him down a few times, got a TKO in the 4th round. Ed Latimore has beat Jamal Woods, and for some of you probably say, who's Jamal Woods? And you'll look him up and sees 8 wins, 23 losses, and 4 draws. You wouldn't think much of Jamal Woods by looking at his resume, but he is a tricky son of a bitch to fight, man. He is very tricky to fight. He usually takes guys the distance, other prospects, Adam Konaki, Darlington Aga, guys who I've already done videos on, Robert Alfonso, the Cuban Cat. But I thought Woods beat Tayshawn Dong, though, man. I thought he beat him. And he actually took Nick Asbury, another young guy who is a good prospect, who was in that Tyson Fury camp. And when he was getting Tyson Fury ready for that first Vladimir Klitschko fight. Nick Asbury is another guy I've done a prospect watch video on. But anyways, Jamal Woods has fought all of those guys. And Ed Latimore fought Jamal Woods and he beat him. So that lets me know that he's fighting some guys with some experience. I like to see more of Ed Latimore. He's 31 years old. He's a shorter heavyweight, about 6'1", about 225, somewhere in there. He will come in shape. He has a good amateur background. So hope he keeps winning, man. Hope he keeps grinding. I like to see him, you know, get in there. You know, with his height and weight, I like to see him and Oscar Rivas. You know, I like to see that fight. But just getting us out there that Ed Latimore did win over the weekend. Also, Oleksandr Teslenko, another guy that I've been keeping an eye on. One of the Ukraine fighters that has moved his career out there in Canada. So he's fighting up in Canada right now. But he moved to 3-0. He beat, what was the guy's name? David Torres Garcia. That fight is not on YouTube. 2nd round TKO. He moves to 3-0. He's 23 years old. I've done a few videos on Oleksandr Teslenko. Kind of reminds me of Triple G and Sergey Kovalev, that fighting style. He has that little Stanley Ketchel shift move where he can do quick hands. He looks well schooled, man. He doesn't look like a guy that has 2 or 3 fights. Well, now he's 3-0. But even when I watched him in his first fight, didn't look like a guy making his pro debut. In the amateurs, I think he won over 200 amateur fights, lost a handful. I think he lost about 20 amateur fights, and he won over 200. He's ready, man. This guy's ready. He doesn't. I'm telling you, when you watch Oleksandr Teslenko, he does not look like somebody that has 2 or 3 fights. He just doesn't look like that. He looks schooled. Looks like he's been fighting for a while, which he has from the amateur background. Tons of amateur, you know, international experience. So curious to see how all of that will transfer into the pros. He say he can make cruiserweight if he wants to. His 3 fights he weighed in at 217, 214, and in his David Torres Garcia fight he came in at 215. So hopefully we get to see Oleksandr Teslenko a few more times this year. Hopefully he fights 2 or 3 more times at least. And like I said before, I like to see him fight Dylan Carmen for that Canadian heavyweight title. I think that'd be a good fight. I know it'd be exciting. I know Dylan Carmen to come to fight. Shit, he had a 2014 Fight of the Year with who was that guy? Eric Martel Baholi, the guy that fought Lucas Brown, Baholi. You know, so just getting us out there, man. Oleksandr Teslenko won over the weekend, and so did my man Ed Latimore. YTBC, I'm out.